I did a lesson on this, but let's just talk about this real quick. Alright, so here's the map. Here's the bad guy DDs. They're looking scary. Here's the good guy DDs. Ideally, what you're gonna do is you're gonna fly over here, and you're gonna drop a fighter, and this guy's gonna get lit by it. Cool. And it's coming across, you happen to see the destroyer back here, and coming across, maybe this guy leaves his AA on, and then you go shoot something, you go do a thing. Now, your team has, because of that flight, your team has the idea of where all 4 destroyers are. So congratulations, you have done your part. You have assisted, you have given the gift of knowledge to your team, and now your team needs to nut the fuck up and somehow destroy the enemy DD. Or somehow spot the enemy DD so that other little friend mans back here can kill the enemy DD. Or this dude needs to engage the enemy DD but lose and kind of run away without dying so that this guy, they can come back together and overpower and kill this bitch. You know, your team can handle this shit, which means you can work on the cruisers and the battleships in the back while they deal with this stuff. Now, you can provide spotting. You can provide information. You can light it so the DDs can take pot shots from smoke. You can, if the DD is in the middle of a fight, you can come over with rocket planes. And because the DD is distracted, you can try to take a line on him, take a shot, and maybe your shot will hit because the destroyer's in the middle of a fight. He's busy. You could come over with torpedoes and you could drop torpedoes in his path while he's in the middle of a gunfight. So he's hearing meh, 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 in which case, oh shit, he's trying to juke your torps while he's also trying to gunfight, but he's still getting hit. Like you can try to mentally overload a destroyer that is in a fight with your team. As long as your team is somehow taking part in this interaction, you're going to have a positive experience. If you're lighting the destroyer and your team gives a shit and are shooting at him, great. If your enemy or if your team is actively engaging the DD, then come over and help. Great. But if you're like, well, I mean, I've got my rocket planes, I'll just solo kill the DD. No. Unless the DD just leaves his AA on, I'm over here. Okay, cool. I see where he is. I can take my line on him. And as long as the DD sails in a straight line, I'm going that way. If both of those things are not true, you're not going to hit the DD. So just don't waste your time on it. Deal with the stuff you can deal with. That being said, you've probably watched me play 3, 4, 5 games where I've sat and spent 45 seconds to 2 minutes sitting on a DD, throwing torps, lighting him, trying to corral him somehow to slow him down to hope that my team starts to move into a position and give a shit. Because if I don't, the threat the destroyer has might be something that, like, he slips through and then bam, there's a battleship that gets erased from full health. So mentally, I can prioritize the DD because I understand that the destroyer has a lot of influence. And sometimes it has to be corralled and dealt with because it might be that the enemy killed yours and then the other one died and then maybe the third one died like a dumbass and then suddenly there's 4 of them and there's 1 DD on your team. So shit, this is what you get to do now. But don't mistake the fact that you can spot a destroyer for that being the most effective thing that you can do right now. Because it's going to be fluid. It depends on what's going on. There was a map that we played not too far ago, where we were in the Implacable, and there was an enemy destroyer up here in Akazuki that ended up swinging back and taking the cap because both of our cruisers were like, fuck it, man. I think A's fine. And they went off and they sailed and they did whatever the fuck they were going to do. Instead of just one of them hanging back here, doing the thing. Oh, there's a DD in the cap. Backs up, lights the DD, or I come over, I spot him, we shoot, we kill. Oh man, like, you know, it's like two people doing a basketball layup. Like, hey, awesome, we did the thing. Nah, they fucked off. In which case, it's just me. Well, the answer is I'm not going to be able to handle the situation without some kind of assistance unless the DD gives me the shot. Sometimes I can forcibly take the shot. I can spin those HE bombers and I can make a shot out of nothing. Sometimes I can do that with audacious rockets. Sometimes I land a torp where frankly I just shouldn't have been able to. But realistically, if the DD is paying attention and is maneuvering, it's not going to happen. So to wrap all this stuff up, hey, you know, I haven't played my Hakuryu in the wild. The rockets are different. How do I interact with DDs now? The answer is you don't. Your team does. So either you interact with them while your team is interacting with them, or you interact with them because you can get your team to interact with them. Otherwise, fuck them. I mean, it is what it is. You are no longer strong against them in the way that you once were, and you just have to accept that. Okay. What? I thought carriers sunk all DDs by looking at them. Yeah, evidently if you spot the DD, it's just dead. It's just dead. Granted, I can spot the DD for 2 minutes and watch as it doesn't die, but if I spot the DD, it's dead. Only it's not. It's not automatically dead. It'd be nice if it was automatically dead. Use my little laser zap command and he's gone. How do I deal with destroyers with cruiser AA when I'm trying to spot them? How do you just deal with destroyers with cruiser AA when you're trying to spot them? How do you deal with a destroyer that has a cruiser assisting it? Is that what you're asking? Yeah, the answer is you don't. That is correct. So if you have, we'll go back to this thing. So you've got a little DD sneaking around, and you've got an AA cruiser doing AA cruiser things. And little DD dude is sneaking around, and you've got, you know, they've got an AA range or something out to here. And they've got the mid range out to here. And they've got their, you know, short range out to there, or whatever. So, option A. I'm going to go light the DD. Getting shot. Oh, look, there's a destroyer. I'll take it. Getting shot. Your planes are dead. Cool. Or, there's option B. I can't see this, but I can see this. I'll just strike the cruiser. There you go. Ta-da! Option cruiser. So what is the destroyer doing? The destroyer is conserving its health pool by using a teammate to divert fire onto it. But that sucks. Well, that's exactly the same thing cruisers do when there's a battleship. Hey, look at the big fat thing that can't move, that everybody can shoot from 20 kilometers away, that gets lit on fire and gives people lots of damage. Hey, why don't you shoot that and not me? Like, that's what a cruiser will do. Hang out with a battleship, let them shoot that. You know, there you go. It's like, what is it? The fat kid and dodgeball analogy or whatever. So, yeah.